Welcome, everybody, back to Teen Titans Roll. We are excited to be in our second season.
That's right, we're still here.
We're still here. We are on the second episode of our second season, which is still only the first episode.
Yeah, not to be confused with the second episode.
Yeah. But because it's still the first episode of the actual show. All that aside, if you're even listening to this, you know what our bullshit is about. So I don't really need to explain that, even though I constantly feel insecure and like I need to explain that.
Yeah, imagine somebody jumping in now and imagine somebody coming from the beginning and like right now trying to stop and understand the episode structure.
Yeah.
The key is don't do it. Don't bother. Don't pay attention to the dates of the
Just be
episode.
like, oh, the next episode came out? Great.
It's a trap. They're all episode 1, act 6, act 3. Yeah.
Exactly. So we are here with most of our people, and one person's coming soon. So we're doing questions still, and because Charlie was the only person to suggest a question, hers wins by default.
Oh,
Wait, you mean we're not going to sit around arguing about what question we're going to do for the first hour?
That is what the group chat is for. That was your opportunity.
I didn't even notice that happened in the group chat, I'll be honest.
Don't you know that nobody really checks the group chat?
I usually do, but I think I was either showering or like doing something else.
You should be looking at the group chat while you're showering.
I look at it in the bathtub.
Joke's on you, I never shower.
Oh no.
It's a husband who is always bathing and goblin wife who is always rolling around in the mud and never.
Honestly, yeah, that's pretty much.
I was literally trying to remember the last time I showered, and I think it was last week.
I bathed like today.
Oh no!
I think I'm marrying somebody who is almost as much of a perfectionist as I am.
Cut that up! They can't know how little I showered.
She has a weird elf-like power to come off as hygienic when she has not.
I don't smell.
Yeah,
unless like I get.
Oh yeah, your brother's like that too.
He's like that too. Yeah, like. I mean, I have been trying to shower more like regularly, especially since it's like really hot and like I've been like sweating more because it's really hot outside.
Are you like part Asian?
No, I've said that to David before. I said, "Hey, David, you're just like Asian people they don't have a certain there's a certain gene that dictates sweat or something, and they don't really have it." So they sweat less, and when they sweat, they produce less body odor, and which is hilarious to me because it validates all of their history of the stinky gaijin, like gross barbarian. I'm like, they were literally right. Like we do sweat more than them. But then also for some reason the Greeks, or at least one family of the Greeks.
One family of the Greeks. Yeah, I don't really know. I think my grandma was the same way, where she would shower like pretty much every day, but she didn't need to. Like she would like just be clean and just wouldn't sweat. I don't know. I sweat, so that's why I don't get why I like don't smell bad. Like I guess I don't like actively sweat.
Because you're perfect.
Yeah, thank you.
Because girls don't poop, you know.
Girls don't poop. Girls don't sweat. Girls don't fart at all.
Is that a song?
No. It's now I just made it up.
Great. Well, now that we've talked about, poop and sweat and fart and gross, let's actually ask the question, which, Charlie, I believe it was, since it's summer, it's a vacation question, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to ask the question or
no?
Okay. I was segueing you.
I didn't think we were going to actually use it.
I thought that would be what my day at work would be, is that you guys talking about the question all day, but it wasn't.
I literally put it out there being like, Here's a question, LOL, and then was like waiting for other actual questions to come through, and then they never did.
They never did.
Fuck, marry, kill. Dr. Light, Mumbo Jumbo, Warp.
No, I learned an awful thing about Dr. Light in the comics, and it makes me really not to want to do anything. Well, it only makes me want to do the kill aspect of that, because he's gotten way too many fucks in to people.
Wait,
I missed a lot of the chat.
Problematic fucks in the comic books.
Wait, do you mean
Dr.
that he
Light.
cares a lot about people, or does he just look around?
No,
I know why I missed it.
Dr. Light, apparently the Justice League. Apparently, now I'm just going to get into it, I guess.
Yes,
Apparently,
do
the
it.
Justice League lobotomized Dr. Light to make him harmless because he snuck into the JLA Watchtower satellite and raped a female character member of the Justice League.
Oh my goodness.
Now we have to put tags and trigger warnings.
No, wait, hold up. I'm going to be straight with you. Up until this moment, I really thought we were talking about the Mega Man Doctor.
No, not Megamind. He didn't do that. He's a good boy.
Mega Man.
Oh, Mega Man?
No.
I was like, whoa, Mega Man comics are different than I thought they would be.
No. This is old DC Comics nonsense.
What is wrong with comic writers?
Some comic book writer was like, I'm an auteur, right? You know, these comic books are new. Like, I can do weird and edgy things, and I can like approach like controversial subjects with them. But in the past, like looking back, it's just like, why did you bother with that in that way? Like, and it's just hilarious to me too that the solution was like, you know, I could just imagine that. I didn't read the comic, but I just imagine that Batman was in the room, was like, we can't kill him, but we can fucking delete his brain. So they basically made him ineffectual and like harmless as a person, so that he's really smart and powerful, but he never actually, he's too bumbling and moronic to actually succeed, because back when he did succeed, he was an absolute menace.
You know,
which really brings up like, why don't they do that to the Joker?
Yeah, exactly. Look, you don't want to kill him, but gosh, you got to do something there. Give him a mental illness.
No.
So our question.
What is the question? Because I apparently missed it because I was playing Wild Rift and I muted the chat. I realized why.
That's why you got to stop playing Wild Rift.
Actually, but there's no going back. It's like our marriage now. I play it more than he does now.
That's true.
I feel like there's always a trope like that in some show where it's like the one person starts taking on the other person's hobby and gets like more involved in it than they do, and then the other person's like, what the heck? So the question was, I think it was like dream vacation.
Yeah, it was a really normie question. That's
Oh,
why I didn't want to actually do it.
This is important because I'm trying to figure out.
Can anyone think of a less normie question? Because I can't.
It's summer. What's your dream vacation? Yeah, that's what you said.
So basic.
Well, you're basic, I guess.
No, I just wasn't serious.
Do you mean my favorite or Cyborg's favorite?
I've literally been at the beach for the last 2 days, so it was like,
wow,
you just
that's
like
nice.
Pulling some shit out of my ass, like
the sand, pulling the sand out of your ass.
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
Will somebody give an answer?
Somebody answer. I mean, I kind of like the question.
I want to go to Japan and I want to go with all my friends.
Yeah, ditto. I can get
great.
into slightly more detail, but I mean, yeah.
Together.
I just want to go to a place like that. Like, I could go back to Korea, but it could also be somewhere like Iceland or New Zealand, where I just go and do stuff. I'm going to climb that mountain today.
I suggest going to New Zealand if you can, because it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think my answer is genuinely just about anywhere. because like I'm really easy to please. I'm the kind of person who I'll go into like a CVS in a different state and be like, they have different things here. This is amazing.
It's true. This boy has never been out of the country. He's never been to California. We need to get him places.
Like a slightly different town
Cop-out
is,
answer,
it
though.
will be a different country to me.
Yeah.
Like, what's my dream vacation? Oh, I don't know anything. Like, come on.
Yeah. Please, anything that would break the monotony of my life. Is the answer. Yeah. No, mine is. I mean, my big one is definitely Japan, and I've been thinking about it a lot, and been actually trying to coalesce plans and savings so that it happens within the next year or so. Because I also know some other people who are planning to go in that time frame, and so I'm just like, yeah, let's, I kind of was like, oh, travel will just happen to me, and that was stupid, in my 20s and early 20s. And so now that I'm reaching the end of my 20s, I'm like, no, you got to make that happen. So let's start getting things in gear so that I can be traveling in my 30s.
I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Good luck.
I traveled
My
all
dream
the way to
vacation
You can
is...
achieve your dreams if you're paid enough and you save.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this economy,
It's
I
like,
don't know.
in this economy, what vacation?
My
I don't
retire
have any PT. Oh no.
people are like, oh, what, like, you
What
should
money?
invest or whatever, and I'm like, my retirement plan is to live in a in a to somehow acquire passive income so that I can live in a different country.
Dude, my retirement plan is to die, so
Yeah.
I'm living now so I don't have to live later, okay?
My retirement plan is to somehow be a successful author or podcaster by that time.
Oh yeah, the other one's like be famous, right? Like
Now the question is, what's our retirement plan? Also, you reminded me of gonna live like no one else, so you can live like no one else.
Wait, what is that?
That's I can't. Well, they made you listen to him. That's the Dave Ramsey
Ramsey.
Oh,
saying.
Dave Ramsey. Yeah.
You didn't listen to them. My parents got me Dave Ramsey. And
They gave him to you, the man.
They gave the man to us.
We executed him, of course.
We didn't listen to him.
Dave Ramsey is like the kind of like weird character that would show up in an episode of Teen Titans Go with like an annoyingly like him looking head. And you'd just be like, who is this?
And the episode would end with either them all like beating him up and killing him, like them all like beating up and killing Robin and like choosing him.
They're like, he's a better leader. He will save all our money problems.
Indeed.
Equity.
Yeah.
Equidity.
So now that we've talked about the future.
Oh, Ryan, what's your vacation question if we decide to include your question or not?
Oh. So
Doesn't
I'm
have to be a
going
place.
to Cancun later this year, which is definitely
What the hell?
one of them. However,
I hate you already. So I'm going to Cancun soon. I was like, oh, okay.
but
You're out of the
listen,
pot.
dream vacation is road tripping around Italy. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh la la.
A
We
food
all
trip,
feel
a
inadequate.
food trip around Italy, I should say. Not just a road trip.
Ooh.
I'm just going to eat my way through
Yeah,
Italy.
Oh my-
That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
that sounds wonderful.
That's great.
I have heard.
Good food over there.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
That's
nice
great,
answer.
Ryan.
That's amazing, Ryan. No, I never thought of that, Ryan, but now that you have, I think I'm going to change all of my honeymoon plans.
Okay.
Guys, we're as old as the old Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Ah!
We should. I mean, we can talk about that too. But I mean, we might as well get into it. At that case.
Yeah.
So, on that note, let's begin this episode of Teen Titans Roll. So, Starfire, we left off with you tumbling out of a tunnel in space and onto a bank of snow, and you yelled in rage as you looked upon the blizzard strewn Titan's tower, now decrepit and the panes of glass broken in many places, and just in general that you are just in this strange blizzardy version of Jump City, with this just worn out looking tower. You know that something's very wrong, but even though you don't know exactly what yet.
Bligging Shargnot.
Yeah, what would you like to do? You're sitting there on the bank of snow on the little island.
So I'm not. So I am not in the museum anymore.
No, you seem to have been displaced spatially, as well as whatever else has happened. Now, this version of you, is not entirely foreign to this kind of weird circumstance. I mean, you got sucked into the Speed Force, and you know that from your friend, what your friends told you, that they got sent to a different dimension.
Yeah.
A watery world that was very different than your own world, but still had similar people in it. So there's that bit of knowledge you have to think upon, but you're not sure what all went down exactly. But you were, displaced. It seems like the Titan's Tower. It seems like Jump City. Although I will say you don't see any lights of the city. The city looks dark in the blizzard, and that's disconcerting as well. The lights of the tower are also dark, but yeah, you didn't show up like in the museum. You're on Titan's Island.
Okay. I think my first reaction will, other than swearing 2 different ways, will be to use my communicator and try and reach out to Robin.
You scrummage around for your communicator and kind of try to get your bearings. As you kind of get to your feet, the snow kind of concaves a little bit, like there's this crunching down, and you get the sense that this snow is also built up upon some stuff underneath it. Its weight is kind of shifting around now that you're there onto it.
Okay. Wait, what? Oh wait, sorry, I'm just trying to...
You were like, okay, and then you're like, wait, not okay, I do not understand.
There's something on top of the snow? There's something underneath?
Well, no. So underneath the snow, it's like... So, imagine, if, there are a bunch of bushes under the snow, and then you land on top of it, all the bushes and things are going to shift and move around and condense,
right,
as you get on top of it. So you kind of crashed into that situation,
right.
And as you kind of stand up and pull out your communicator, it shifts more snow kind of shifts and falls.
Yeah,
there's some stuff kind of sticking out of the snow.
Okay, I'm gonna... I mean, should I investigate what it is, I guess?
That's up to you. You can still proceed with the communicator
Well, I think that in real life I wouldn't care what it is, but you've drawn attention to it as a DM. So how do I not mitigate this?
I mean, you can do what you think is most important first.
I'm going to use the communicator to try and contact Robin, because I want to know if I'm in the same dimension universe.
Right. So you have your communicator. So you're calling Robin?
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually immediately...
God damn it. Sorry.
I said, that's actually... No. I know how to handle it, because I don't think he would... I don't think it would be exactly like this.
Okay.
So you call Robin. That's your first instinct, so
yeah.
we'll go with that. So you call Robin, and so the blizzard is very intense. And so you kind of see the indicator. Like these things are strong; they can go for miles and miles. But the you do get some like indication that the signal is having a little trouble getting to the receiving point.
Okay.
And so and it seems it could be the interference, but you suspect that if he were in town, that the interference wouldn't be taking this long.
Okay.
But it seems to be like trying to connect. And then, but after a few moments, it creates a very, like, you can tell basically by the little, like, Motorola bars that the connection is bad.
Right.
But it seems to have connected with some kind of device. But there's no immediate response.
Okay, I think next I would try to contact Raven then, because there's some kind of I'm not quite clear that we're in another dimension because there was some kind of connection, but
yeah,
he's not picking up.
Okay, so yeah, and this is a regular call too. This is not like, all right. So Raven, you are in your room. Things are the same as they always are. You have a moment of semi-lucidity, and you hear a voice, like kind of a staticky voice. It's saying whatever you would like to say into your communicator, Starfire.
Raven, where are you? Where is the team?
So you hear that voice, Raven, and basically I'll frame it like this. You hear a voice. It's strangely not as clear as most of the voices that you hear. You don't know if that means you think it's worthwhile to pay more or less attention to it.
I'm just gonna go back to whatever I was doing and assume that I've gone insane.
Right, which is a reasonable assumption considering it's mostly
correct. Voice. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like your friend, but they all do. So you go back to what you were doing, which is staring at an infinite white expanse.
Incredible. Way more worth my time.
All right. So, Starfire, you have a good connection, but you do not receive a response.
Okay, as a last-ditch effort, I will call Beast Boy.
Okay. Beast Boy, so you are getting ready for a routine. You're kind of dreading it because you kind of looked over at a different stall, kind of harassing one of the clowns. Those kids are back, and you're pretty nervous about that. You think you're probably going to get pelted with something today. But nevertheless, you're just kind of going mentally through the steps for your routine. You think maybe if I do a good routine, they'll be entertained and they won't hurt me. So you're doing that, and your belt, there's a tone on your belt communicator.
Huh?
Which is very surprising.
The hell?
Right. So yeah.
That's not funny.
That's not fun.
Does it say anything? Do you say anything?
Yeah, does my voice come through?
Well, I think he needs to... Oh, man. Now I'm going to doubt myself about the mechanics of these. Well, yeah, I mean, I said that for Raven, so I think you get a tone coming through, and you hear... You do hear a little, a faint voice coming through. Yeah, what would you like to be saying, Star?
Beast Boy, where are you? Where is the team?
Yeah. You're not here. What? No, that's not. I answered. I'm like, what the hell kind of joke is this?
Yeah, you as a person who lives in 2024 is probably like, God damn, I know most of society is gone, but like
Who
there's
hacked
still
into this?
but like they're still like making progress in those like crappy AIs that like trick people's grandmas
Yeah.
into thinking they're relatives.
Especially
so you're like,
with
what?
all the rogue robots and that. It's like,
Right,
who hacked
yeah.
into this? What villain is this?
Beast Boy, where's the museum? I think Warp teleported me.
Warp.
Also, I do want to emphasize the connection is not very good.
Okay. Beast Boy, where are you?
This is. No, you're not. You're gone.
I am not the gone. I am the here.
Starfire.
You just don't know how to respond, which I think is pretty reasonable.
Robin and Raven didn't answer me.
Where are you?
By Titan's Tower.
Nothing's at Titan's Tower. What do you?
Well, I mean, you think Cyborg's still there,
Oh,
but you
well.
haven't been in touch in a long time.
That's fair. Would I know that he's there?
You would hope that he isn't, but he probably still is.
Beast Boy, why do you sound like that?
Somebody...
Old and fat.
You're old and angry. Is this the real Beast Boy?
Is this the real Starfire?
I believe so.
Where? What? Well, tell me something about you that you would know. I don't believe this. This is a prank. This is something.
Several months ago, you pulled a prank on me. I punched you in the face and almost killed you. And then I gifted you vegetables.
No, that did happen. That did happen.
It didn't?
No, it did happen.
Oh, yeah.
How are you here?
I love that I've accidentally hotwired this so that instead of the dramatic meetings, we're having an off-the-phone conversation.
It's very good.
Sir, you're gone. We thought you're dead.
No, I went through I think I went through Warp's portal.
The portal. The portal.
Where have I been brought? Where am I? Where's Robin?
How if I know?
Yeah, he hasn't been in contact with you guys in a long time. Or at least not you, personally.
Starfire, we're not a team anymore.
I hang up.
Yeah, you probably feel like you want to throw up.
Yeah.
Right now, like you hear. I imagine that like you hear him say that.
Yeah.
And you just like maybe like you close the communicator and it's just like your world is like kind of spinning, and like more as you kind of step and kind of like shift your balance, like it, more of the snow kind of crumbles in. You're like, ugh.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I think I'll want to go to the tower, because
Mhm.
I don't know for sure that strange middle-aged angry man I talked to was Beast Boy. And
Right.
if the Titans are here, there will be evidence of it. In
Right. And speaking of, as you kind of like stumble on the snow, you start to float a little bit, but you see that some of the things are sticking out of the snow. They're shaped like these kind of big boards that are sticking on pikes out of the ground.
Okay,
And,
fine. I'll explore what they are.
so you dust some of the snow away, like I don't know, so like the scene in fucking It's a Wonderful Life where he brushes the thing away from the grave, and you see that there's just like there must be hundreds, if not thousands, of picket signs underneath the snow.
Cyborg has been here.
Cyborg has been. He's been unsupervised.
Okay.
They do seem old and unattended to mostly, but there are definitely more of them than there were.
Okay.
Do you like my old angry Beast Boy?
Yeah. Guys, he's like
man.
30.
Oh, he's 30 and he looks like he's like 50.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the wiki at least, it's probably it's stated that he balds because of stress.
Yeah.
In his timeline. Which is pretty
dear God, let me
relatable.
I know, right?
Spirit, can these ends be changed?
Can male pattern baldness be defeated? or is it inevitable, like Warp said?
I am from the future.
I am from the future. You will go bald. Oh man. I don't know why. It's always these little tiny things that have really large like plotting implications that I never expect. Like,
So,
oh yeah, you could just call them on their call me on
yeah,
my
like
cell
why didn't
phone.
she do that?
Exactly. Well,
I'm like,
okay,
that's logically what I would do.
right. But also, like the tower's right in front of you. I think venturing into the tower is also a reasonable first thing to do. But like to
I'm trying
investigate.
to remember, did her communicator break or something in the show?
I don't have any notes like that.
Okay, maybe not.
She just didn't think to do it.
I really want to check though.
Yeah, I haven't seen that episode in a bit. I don't remember.
I hate it because I've seen it like twice recently. Jennifer finds herself in the middle of winter.
TV show?
She investigates. No, it doesn't. There's no line about her communicator. No, it's literally like she sees the tower. It's a pan up of the tower, and then the next scene transitions into her in the in the tower.
That's reasonable.
Like, yeah, and then like stepping on things and breaking things. But yeah. So, but no, in a tabletop RPG, I like exploring these little nuances more than just the scenes. Parts.
I can't believe future Beast Boy doesn't do drugs.
I mean, you don't know.
You don't know that.
Yeah. I mean, he lives in a circus, so
yeah, that's true.
Like the really bad version of this future is where like one of the like circus performers is like, "Hey man, heroin's fine, just here." Like...
I mean, maybe another reason why he's bald and fat. I don't know.
This is true.
Circus drugs.
Circus drugs.
If you take off Beast Boy's shoes, you'll see a bunch of little pinpricks in his feet. People shooting.
Is Batman Beyond happening nearby?
So Batman Beyond, I think, is a little bit ahead of this, maybe.
I mean, they do have a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
ahead of
flying
it.
cars and stuff, so I would hope so.
No, Batman Beyond is further down the road. It's before Warp's time, because I was looking at a bunch of this shit. It's before Warp's
But you're
time,
saying
but
warp,
not
not
by
wharf?
much. Warp, not Wharf.
Not Mr.
Man. I
Not
thought y'all were
Mr.
talking
Wharf.
about Mega Man characters and Star Trek characters and all this. Sorry, go on.
Worf controls
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah, that would be based.
I am from the future.
Sorry, I go ahead.
In the future,
Um,
they only speak Klingon.
No, so Warp's future is closer to Batman Beyond future
Right.
because his 100 years in the future. This is 20, so Nightwing's happened. So Terry McGinnis is still a kid if he's even born yet, which he's born by shooting, so putting Batman's semen in another guy's ball.
Listen,
I'm
just
sorry,
don't worry
what?
about that. We don't talk about
Just watch Batman Beyond. It's peak,
We'll get
okay?
there.
What?
That's
Yeah,
canon.
What the hell's
Batman
wrong with you?
Any of Batman Beyond?
You'll watch Batman Beyond and you'll be like, I like that, but I don't want it to be canon. That's pretty much how it is.
I'll get there. We're going for Batmans.
Yeah. So that's further in the future, yes. And Warp's future is closer to that, although I think it's still further than that. But much closer. I mean,
We're talking about warp right now, right? Not warp?
Yes.
Yeah.
We were
Yes,
never
we're talking-
talking about war.
Oh,
Why would I be talking about Worf?
I don't know.
Star Trek Next Generation reroll. I'll be the guy who hasn't watched it.
Yay!
I honestly, I have
That's so
I've only
good.
watched a handful of episodes.
So the first thing I'm going to do is grab at the weirdest picket sign I can.
Okay, I hate this, but Cyborg, what does it say? You can use current, you can use 2000s up to relatively current. I will say relatively, not current, but relatively current types of subject matter and political
Oh, no.
stuff, because now the world is ruined,
Okay.
right? So you wouldn't have current stuff. That is my limitation to you. But like, you know, the last couple administrations, let's say,
Okay.
might have existed in a war-torn United
It
States.
says I lost my virginity to Elon Musk. Ask me how.
You don't know who Elon Musk is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I just know I feel threatened and like I need a weapon, so I'm like grabbing the nearest sign. And
So instead of your superpowered alien fist, you're gonna grab a flint, a picket sign.
I'm grabbing the picket sign.
All right, so you easily pull it out of the ground, battered through the snow.
Yeah, and I'm
yeah.
going to enter the tower with it.
All right. So you make your way to the tower. All the doors, all the power is out for this portion of the tower. You have to push. I mean, it's not hard for you with your super strength, but you have to pull and push open all the doors, and you go through the main area, and it's just completely like just abandoned and wrecked. Like there's rubble and broken bits in all the parts of the tower that you will go through. Yeah, where would you like to go in the tower first?
So it seems like no one has been here in a long time. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, as you make your way through the tower, it will feel haunting and broken down. Yeah, that's the general vibe of where you go in the tower.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go to. Ooh, okay, what am I going to check out first? I'm going to go to my bedroom.
Okay. So you go up through the levels. None of the elevators or anything work. You can open a shaft. I mean, you can go up the stairs. Some things are collapsed, and then in some places you might need to like go up through the elevator shaft, but the elevators, well, it's not working. But that's fine for you. It's easy for you to do that. You make your way to your room, push open your door, which probably falls off its hinges and crashes into the room. And you go into your room, and it's I mean, it's dark in there, but you have light. And it is as you left it, but there's a very thick, like there's a big poof of dust. And as you go into your room, it's your bed. You look over your bed, your things, your Mumbo alarm clock is still sitting there on your desk, but all covered in a thick layer of dust.
I get under the blankets and take a short rest.
Okay, well, definitely if that's what you are doing.
I've taken a lot of like emotional hits today.
Yeah.
I need a minute.
All right, so you lay down on your bed, your round bed, and there's just another poof of dust. You'll probably cough a little bit or whatever, and you just lay there, just kind of drained.
Oh no!
And so how are you taking your short rest? Are you kind of drifting off a little bit, or are you staying awake and just kind of lying there resting?
I think I'm drifting off. Yeah, I think I'm taking a nap.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let you do whatever benefits of a short rest you would like if you have any hit dice or things you want to roll.
I doubt I even need that. Let me.
Yeah.
So I'm not metagaming. Yeah, I don't think I've taken any damage actually.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Just an RP short rest, which is feels necessary in my life too. So
I know that's what I would do in her. That's what I would do in her circumstance.
Fair enough. So
that's a lot.
Yeah. You had this very disconcerting, like you're hoping that this is a dream, frankly.
Yeah.
You drift off. You start to drift off, and your waking mind feels like, I imagine that words about like from this morning drift through your mind loudly, like harshly and like kind of aggressive on your mind.
Yeah.
Just the most disjointed or the most disingenuous and negative interpretation of the events of this morning. The just people griping at each other and crowding into your space as they fight and tussle with each other, your friends, and finally ending in the tenabula, the loud, just like really horribly loud, just shattering of the tenabula. And then you wake up as something is crawling on your chest near your face.
Oh no.
You see a singular red eye as you open your a glowing red eye in the darkness as you open your eyes.
I fling a starbolt at it.
Yeah, you immediately go ahead and roll if you just want that to be like an attack. Just go ahead and like roll an attack. You can make it whatever, like an unarmed attack, but if you want it to be a starbolt, that's fine.
Okay, that's a 25.
Okay, well that will definitely hit this.
19 bludgeoning damage.
It has the stats of a Modron, essentially. You fling a starbolt, it like point blank into this thing's face. Like I'm not even like bothering about whatever. Yeah, like you punch it and like blast it with energy, and this thing immediately, it's some kind of like robot, immediately explodes. And you see two more as you get to you float up. You see that in the dark corners of your room and like kind of coming through the doorway, there are a couple more little red lights. And like in the light of that starbolt that you gave, you can see them moving up to these little robots, these like blue and steel metal little like spider bots, like crawling around into your room. There's there's two more.
The machines. You will not corrupt the memory of my friends. I start hurling more starbolts at them.
All right, yeah, you start boom, boom, boom. Cyborg, you're not too far away. So you're in your room, hooked up to your machines. You start getting there's an alarm goes off in your systems saying that one of the bots went inactive.
All right, I'm
And the other two are pinging an alert, yeah, like an intrusion alert to you in, and this really kind of shakes you
Well,
in Starfire's room.
I yell. I was like, "Ah, okay, I'll do the system updates. This is the third time this week." And I just get up. I'm in my tidey-wideys, and I grab a flashlight,
No.
and I just start lumbering off towards
Okay.
Starfires that are.
Yeah, you literally have, even in this episode, you have the flashlight. I think it's on the little shoulder bit that comes out of your shoulder. Yeah. And so you gather up your power cables, which you are linked to,
Yeah.
and start walking. You start hurrying as fast as you can down the hallway. It's on the same hall, because all the
Okay.
rooms are, well, they're on slightly different sides of the tower, but they're all kind of close. And you run over to Starfire's room, and you see, as you're running up, there's like green flashes of light from into the hallway from the doorway, and another one of your robots like goes flying out, and you're mad because these are your only companions the ones you've built for yourself here.
No, that was Spider-Bot 40K plus one.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to go into the room?
I turn the corner and shoot my flashlight in there.
Wait, hold up.
Yeah.
Do I hear somebody coming?
You would hear. Yeah, I'd
That
say
yell?
you'd hear. Yeah, you'd hear some. That would probably be the yelling, like in the episode. You hear, "Hey, who's in here busting up my whatever?" Like that he says in the episode. That's what you'd hear.
Do I
in this
recognize
version.
the voice?
Probably. I mean, yeah. You guys are literally like he's turning the corner right now.
Okay. I just saw a really funny scene in my head where I stand by the door and I attack the person who comes in. Hit them in the head with the Elon Musk sex sign.
Oh my god.
That's not really plausible.
I mean, that's maybe possible. I mean, it's still your turn. I'm just letting this kind of happen
No, if I recognize his voice, I will not be hitting it with the sex sign.
All right. So you run in, you see, you turn in and you look, and your heart immediately like just stills as you see mainly this for Cyborg. As you look into the room, your anger completely abates as you see, just like a dream, like the day that she disappeared, like nothing changed. You see Starfire floating there in the room, with one of your picket signs that you thought you'd lost a long time ago held over like a bat.
Holy crap. I go, "Ah, fucking ghost!" And I just start throwing shit at her and scrambling back out the door. No! And I run as fast as I can. I think I have a secret wall panel here somewhere. I tapped on it a few times.
Hold on.
I look at the camera like Jim in The Office.
Yeah, let me inhibit the harshness of your time and era and reality into this. So that's fine. That's a fine reaction. When you reach for the panel, you hit the panel, and there's just like a dull. You hit this emergency panel that you you remember, and then you realize that thing hasn't worked in about 6 years.
My escape hatches.
Yeah, I cannot stress enough how when you reach for relying on your technology, it's all out of date, not working, and as you stumble backwards, you will probably stumble and trip over, like you cannot move like super quickly, like with these cables connected to you.
My goal is immediately, like I was trying to hit the button to open up an escape hatch below into one of my dozens of bolt holes in the tower, but I don't know if I make it. But as I'm doing that, I also flip open a little thing on my, like, probably my thigh that has all of my emergency buttons, and I hit the one for, I start by hitting the one for Raven that is send a message to Raven for beep 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 get emergency, and
well,
and then
okay,
I
Johnny, I want
Johnny.
to stress, you would not rely on any of your old teammates for emergency situations.
for
We are
ghosts.
not
You have not,
have not spoken in years.
yeah, you have not spoken in, and when I say years, I mean easily 10, 15
Then
plus.
I hover,
These are not people in your
I
lives anymore.
hover over the Raven button, give it a second thought, and hit the Constantine button.
the Constantine button is literally drawn on with a marker,
and
and you're just
and then after,
Cyborg, I am not the ghost.
and then after another thought, I'm ghost, and then I hit the Gizmo button. And the Gizmo button isn't to tell Gizmo that I need help. It actually just sends a message to Gizmo that says, I always hated you. I always hated you the most.
All right, so you forward that to the so yeah, that literally, the awful thing is that sends a message to his next of kin because you killed him like 3 years ago. That's why your technology is so bad, because you used all of it up. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, point is, none of that really works out the way you want it to. And just because you haven't, like, yeah, you've been so demoralized by the progress of technology that you would not have believed in yourself enough to maintain your old obsolete stuff.
That's just the automatic reactions. I'm not saying it has to work. So my next goal is just to look around quickly, trying to figure out the next way to get into one of my bunkers.
I'm not a ghost.
Where's my bunker? Get me out!
I have a minute.
Look,
I have a moment where I'm just like, I'm trying to process everything that's going on.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
But Cyborg keeps shouting, and he keeps like being loud and like screaming over everything that's going on and stuff. And I'm just like, I said I am not a ghost. And I try to whack him on the head for non-lethal damage.
Okay.
With his sign.
And I'm like, Starfire.
All right.
Too late.
So he does. Okay. So she is swinging. I will say this will break the picket sign in one hit, and that's fine. I do want to say that your con is reduced, Cyborg, because you're so broken down.
Okay.
I sent that in the chat. Your con score is 16.
Ooh.
That also will retroactively influence your current health, because it reduces, because that's just 5e rules, for how it influences HP. So your HP would be, I mean, we don't have to figure it out right away.
No, it's minus 44, which would be about less than that.
Yeah. So, I mean, go ahead and roll an unarmed attack, Starfire.
That's a 25 to hit, 17 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. So you take 17 bludgeoning damage, and you're still a robot, so I'll say you're still resistant to it, but it hurts way more than it would have in the past, as she like smacks you with this big wooden post that breaks over you.
I thought for a moment that I had caused the drifting, but then I remembered I was not alone in that.
And as I'm laying there, stunned and starting to process, one of my robots comes up to me, and it has a little gun-looking thing in its servos. I grab it, point it at her, and shoot, and it's a water gun full of holy water. And I'm just spraying her face with holy water out of a squirt gun.
Cyborg, why are you like this?
You are the ghost, and I'm holy watering you. 'Cause I did some bad things earlier with souls. Are you real?
Yes, I am real. Where? What is going on? Where have the machines taken over? Where are our friends?
Wait, okay, hold on. What's the last thing you remember? And did you really sleep with Elon Musk?
No, I do not even know who she is.
Elon.
I remember it was Blorthog. I remember we went to a museum to fight Warp, and I flew through his portal.
And you ended up here.
Yeah, this is where I found myself.
Starfire, that was the day you died. We never after you left or died or whatever, you were gone, and things just sort of fall apart after that. I mean, we just didn't have the fight in us anymore. Who'd have thought you were the glue that held us all together? But you just meant so much. You meant so much to me, Starfire. I can't. Uh, you have no idea. A piece of me died that day. A big piece.
I hug Cyborg.
I'm hesitant, and then I put my arm around her. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a Starfire hug. It feels so real. You're here. You're really here.
I'm here.
Starfire, things have gotten so bad. There was this whole uprising, and everything's been destroyed. And
the machines.
I think if we had been together as a team, we might have done something about it. But separated, they won. Jump City is gone.
I need to go back and prevent this from happening.
I look at her in the eye and say, but wonder what that would do in time stream in our spirits. And you know what? Yes, you should. I don't care. I don't care if it erases this existence from existence. Yeah, we need to get you back. How do we do that? Wait, hold on. I've got a button for Constantine around here somewhere. I search for a button for Constantine again.
Okay, I'm gonna.
There's multiple buttons just drawn onto everything.
Yeah, they're all like sigils too. You are linked to the tower. You haven't been able to leave in years because your last power cell burned out, and you haven't felt confident enough to make an attempt to jerry-rig something. And you know the consequences of failing to jerry-rig something successfully is like, well, I mean, you can imagine like the episode in the first season where you lost power, but even worse, you could lose power in an even worse situation on your own and then never wake up. So you stayed in the tower, hooked up to the tower's power, which it's not the building's not powered because the unit is powering you, keeping you alive.
Yeah.
So that is your situation where you definitely feel strongly like it's going to be very risky to yourself to assist directly.
Well, it's okay. I have drones for that. And I take off my hand.
Yeah, there's only one. Well, yeah. Well, you also have the little robots. I'd say I said the two were destroyed, so I think there's only one left.
Well,
skittering around.
It's a very sad, broken down looking dog hand.
No, you don't have a dog hand in this continuity. God damn it! I don't care if it's the future. I don't care if it's the future or anything. You did not make a dog hand.
Do you not think that I would have made myself a dog hand in all this time?
No. I'm saying no.
But I am still in my underwear, and I should probably realize that pretty quick here and go change.
Well, which is take off your underwear because you don't wear clothes. Yeah, he's wearing tidey-wideys, like big, extra large tidey-wideys over his metal, like, codpiece chassis.
Hey.
My God, he doesn't wear boxers. He wears tidey-wideys.
If anybody sees me, I want them to think there's something under there, okay?
God.
Cyborg, what has happened to the others?
I don't know. Last I checked, I think Raven was in some asylum, and
No. So don't just go off the cuff.
Right.
If you don't know, I can help give you an answer.
Know.
So you haven't been in contact with Robin in a long time. You don't know where he is or what he's doing. But you know that Raven and Beast Boy are still in town, but you don't even actually know a ton about their actual circumstances because you guys grew apart a long time ago. But you're you know that they stayed in Jump City, and you do know where they are. Yeah, so you actually do know where they are, but you don't know how they're doing or whatever. You've only talked to them a little bit over the years, but Robin's the one that none of you have been in contact with in a long time.
Yeah. Look, I haven't talked to Robin in a long time, and Raven, she just she kind of went crazy, but that's always Robin. I don't know. I think she said she was gonna seek help, but I don't know much about that. Beast Boy, I don't know. I think he tried to get a job with some performers or something. I think he said he was gonna be a trained monkey. Who else was on our team?
That would be it.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's it.
Aqualad, I don't know.
He in the ocean.
Aqualad. Fuck that bastard. You know what he did during the robot uprising?
Please tell me.
What?
Please tell me what he did.
He had a baby with Jinx.
And he cried to his mama.
First of all, he stole my girl. Damn Jinx went over to Aqualad. And he abandoned us and has this awesome little thing going on under the sea. Under the sea. The greener's greener.
Okay. All right.
But
all right. Let's. Hey. All right.
All I know is fuck that guy.
Okay.
Can you call him? I want to talk to Aqualad. Where is he?
I don't think I have. Wait.
Wait, he does have a communicator.
Call Dylan right now.
I think he's gonna play right now.
Yeah. God damn it. He knows what he did. He signed up for a community theater play instead of recording episodes of He Made Me Watch That.
Exactly.
Watch He Made Me Watch That. It's great.
Yeah, it's very good.
I have to get a big battery pack if I'm going to go anywhere.
Right.
I'm going to tell you. It's huge.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Dial it back a little bit so that there can actually be kind of an exchange and you guys can make decisions about what you're doing.
I like it.
So we should if Warp was able to send me to the future, perhaps he can send me to the past.
So you got to get Warp.
Yeah, I believe we have to find the Warp.
But the dwarf came with you to this timeline.
No, Warp.
Oh, right. Warp came with you to this timeline.
Cyborg's a little hard of hearing. He's like, the boy is useless? There's a dwarf?
All right, so where did you see this Warp last?
At the museum.
We have a museum?
You saw him in the time portal, really.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, yeah, I guess in the time portal, but that was in the museum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Did he come out of the time portal with you?
That's a good question.
You
No.
didn't look behind you
No.
when you walked out of the portal?
He didn't. I do not believe he did.
No, you. You didn't look out behind you. Like you walked.
Warp was definitely not just like behind you in the snow. No.
Okay.
He
was following me exactly the whole time. So whenever I turned around,
No.
he also turned
When
around.
you fell out of the time place, he went like a little ahead of you after you broke off his timepiece thing.
Yeah.
Like he fell differently than you did.
Oh,
You didn't show up in the same place.
so he's either in another place or another when. Oh, darn. That doesn't give us much. Do we know anybody that works in time anomalies that's still alive? I bet Aqualad would be able to do this kind of thing.
If anybody could solve this problem, I believe Raven could.
Fuck yeah! That's it! Let's get Raven! Alright, hold on. Let me hook into... Does Google still work in this world?
No, but you know the town and you know where Raven is.
I go
She's
to her.
the same the same place that she's been for a long time. And you can tell Starfire where both her and Beast Boy are.
Alright, I'm like, okay, you need to find Raven, because Raven knows stuff. Here, I got an address for you. It's in my head. Hold on. Okay.
you print out like a little fax receipt, like comes out of your arm.
And I give it to her and like, okay, this one's for Raven, and this one's for Beast Boy. Hold on. Yeah, there it is. And I give him I give Starfire a free ticket to the circus.
Yeah.
It's the same one I got at the grocery store, but you know.
Right.
Which one of our friends lives at the circus?
Probably not Robin. He kind of has a thing
Well,
against
no,
circuses now.
you know which ones.
Oh yeah, but still, I wonder if Robin would have gone back to the circus. That's interesting.
You would have definitely never have learned that about him.
Okay,
because you guys, your friendship ended long before like his secret identity was discussed.
all right. That would definitely be Mr. Monkey Man.
I'm Mr. Monkey Man.
All right,
I'm the trash man.
All right,
I'm picking out the trash.
All right, Starfire. Look, I'm getting pretty tired. You have fun storming the castle, okay?
yes. Rest well, Cyborg.
Yeah. That's that. I'll definitely rest fixing those robots. Yeah. They can fix themselves. Screw it.
The other one is like dragging the corpse of one over to the blown up like debris of the other and like sorting through the pieces to try to like amalgam one workable robot back together.
Oh, hold on. I go and I give her some religious
Oh, it's
paraphernalia.
her.
Like I
I
put a
thought you were talking about the
yarmulke on her head and give her a prayer mat and a holy water squirt gun.
You're really
I'm
doing
like,
this.
Oh, hold on. The spirits are extra active nowadays. You gotta keep yourself safe. You watch out for yourself now.
Johnny, every day a choice. Every recording, he makes a decision.
I say yes, and I leave. And once I leave, I put all of that stuff like on the ground. And
Yeah.
You just wait till I need that holy water squirt gun.
Yeah. You do notice, like as you float through the hall, there is that big opening to the main room there still. There's a bunch of stuff collapsed in that room, but like the bigger part of it is still kind of intact. Actually, I don't know if I remember this exactly correctly, but there might be like a hole in the roof or something. But
yeah, I'll fly out that hole.
You drift over that and you see that this room is also exactly the same. Like Cyborg has not really used any of the space in the tower,
right?
Other than just his own room. and that you even see over by on the ground, kind of before the couches, you see a game controller lying there in the dust, and some parcels and and your tenobula lying there on the ground.
Nobody cleaned it up ever
No.
in 20 years.
You can direct this at Cyborg if you would like.
No, DM. You mean to tell me
that is what the show is in
I
the
know,
show.
but I'm calling BS because you're either telling me that A, they all broke up as soon as
Yes.
like that day,
Yes.
or they never cleaned up the living room.
I mean, honestly, for them, both options, like A and B, is probably the answer, because them never cleaning is just something that they might never do, and then also there's no reason to clean their communal living space when going back there is like too painful, I guess, is the justification. Like, I think they all split up, like had a big argument and split up that day, and only Cyborg went back to the tower.
Yeah, and here's the
You
thing.
can try to justify what is definitely an oversight in the episode.
No, I don't care, man. Everything a continuity.
Look, when we broke up, it was Beast Boy's day to clean the tower. And the darn it, if I'm gonna clean it in his stead.
So for 20 years, he refused to clean anything.
There's an empty table.
Yeah, no, exactly. That stuff is still there if you want to interact with it or not, or you can just leave.
No, I'm leaving.
All right, you just kind of drift up into the sky out of the tower as you just kind of look at it as you float up and away off into the blizzard. Who would you like to go to first?
I think I did say I was going to go see Raven next.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. All right,
because if anybody has a time travel spell, it's her.
Into...
And I say, Cyborg has gotten even goofier somehow.
Oh, also, just like it was so zany that I couldn't even. But I mean, Cyborg, kind of to what you look like, just in addition to like what you said. You know, you're visibly older. You've got kind of some wrinkle lines on your face. Many of your components are in a state of disrepair and rust. So like all over your body, like, you know, it's like actively rusted. And yeah, those clunky cables connect you to the tower. One of your arms is wrapped in a cloth, like a bandage, probably just to hold the plates on your arm together, because like the screw connections like wore out at a certain point. And your body, the blue parts of your body are actually that dull, dark, real low power mode, almost like in the episode where you lost power. And also one of your legs is pretty janky, like kind of like plates missing and stuff off of it. So yeah, just for everyone's visual context as well.
Yes, this is an audio podcast.
Yeah.
Describe what things look like with words.
Yeah. I was so distracted by all the other words that were being said by other people. So you fly to an old apartment building, and you make your way through the building to one of the rooms. And when you open the door to the room number, to the room, like that you for corresponding to the room number you were given, you open it and you see the space on the inside of this apartment is not rational, right? It's like it's a much larger space. Must be some sort of extra dimensional tampering that she's done. It's just an infinite white mass of light. And although somehow, even though it seems to go on forever, there is sort of a implication of confinement. And so it like gives the impression you see this figure that seems to be staring staring into nothingness, but also like staring into a wall. And symbolically, it's like the same thing. So you see a figure, a small female figure, hunched over in a white cloak.
Raven?
I mean, yeah. So you call out to her. Are you moving towards her at all?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Right. So you venture into the room. So Raven, you're hearing another voice. Much clearer now. It definitely sounds like Starfire, though it's not the first time today, and not the first time this week you've heard her voice.
Remind me like what my state of mind is.
So,
It's been ages since I've seen this episode.
So your state of mind is that even when they're right there in the room with you, you will assume that, like, seeing your friends, and that's particularly a sore spot, is like, I mean, you consider like hearing voices like this, seeing things like this, as a phantom of your mind, of your memories, of the emotions that you like pushed away in order as like in order to cope with your loss.
I'm probably just not gonna respond to her yet. I'm gonna kind of ignore her.
All right, so she does not answer.
I slowly step closer. And I reach out to touch her.
Okay. If you reach out to touch her, you actually have not been able to keep track, Raven, of how many times this has happened, but whenever you have had to deal with actual stimuli in the world, you've created a physical barrier as well as a as a mental one. So just kind of automatically a big, like, jutting, like, kind of this curving spire, like, wall of, like, black energy would automatically rise up to protect you, and to block direct contact from something actually in the world. Although, strangely, you cannot put those two facts together, right? You are just, like, expelling the thing. You're not thinking rationally about, because this is just what happens in the episode. Oh, well, I blocked something from touching me. That must means it actually exists.
Right,
like,
right.
You're not putting that together.
Like subconscious, yeah.
Right. It's subconscious for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna keep ignoring her.
Raven,
right.
Our friends need us. I need you.
And you can say, like, whatever kind of like you can deliver lines like an unstable person that you think might also be doubly meaningful if you would like. Yeah. So
Raven, like, looks slightly irritated for a second, but then she goes back to looking normal, and not normal, how she is.
Mhm.
And she just says, "You're not real. Go away."
I am real.
She doesn't respond.
We did drugs under the sea.
I know we did.
We were transported to another universe.
No, you're not real. Go away.
I turn around dejectedly and I leave.
Yep.
Damn.
Very sad.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I don't think I have do I have some kind of spell? Like, yeah, no, I don't have some kind of I don't even know what kind of spell that would be, man.
Right. You know, definitely not the stuff that you have in your loadout right now.
Yeah.
Also, it's like, oh, let me cast a spell on my crazy friend who could kill me in an
Yeah,
instant,
that's
probably.
true.
But yeah, okay. Well, what would you like to do now? Are you going to go see Beast
Wait,
Boy?
hold up. I want to look up one spell real quick.
Okay. Just in case you like take another rest or something.
No, I want to see if there's anything I can do to get through
Oh.
right in here.
I mean, there are definitely spells like that, like detect thoughts. Ironically, all the spells that you would need to get to a person who is fucked up mentally is all the ones that Raven has. So.
Okay, just as one last try, I'm going to cast message on Raven.
Oh god.
What does that mean?
Yeah, you do have your cantrips there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a cantrip. You like point at her and then you send a message to her.
So now, so the way that one's worded is that they hear it as a whisper, which is not going to influence Raven's situation really at all, because she already hears people whispering her to her.
I was gonna say,
Raven, it is me.
what kind of
Starfire.
message is gonna get through to me
I
here?
am real. We did drugs.
All right, so the voice is whispering at you now.
Raven,
We switched bodies. We fought a puppet.
Raven gets really frustrated.
You
She spells-
didn't switch bodies though.
Oh wait,
You
yeah,
just-
we did.
You
We
just
didn't
fought the
switch
puppet.
bodies. We fought a puppet.
That's a weird thing to say.
Raven just gets more and more frustrated as you keep like trying to talk to her, and then eventually she just like snaps and yells, "You're dead! Go away!" And then she returns back to her like neutral state after a moment of like gathering herself.
One last thing. I have one last idea.
Okay.
I'm going to look at the white wall she's sitting in front of, and I'm going
Mhm.
to cast color spray on it.
Isn't it the entire room? It's just a void.
Yeah, well, so it kind of has this weird implication of a room, but you cast color spray and it does not land on a solid wall. It just it falls forward. I will say that it would do that color ahead of because there is a ground, right?
Yeah.
So there's a conception of ground. It just doesn't fall away infinitely. It does splatter color ahead of Raven on the ground.
It's pink.
Okay.
Do I see this, or is Raven chilling with her eyes closed, or
No,
is she staring?
You see this. I'd say you'd probably kind of squint a little bit. Oh, that's you have created this space devoid of harsh visual stimulus. Probably
I'm gonna
intentionally.
try to dispel the color and make it white again.
Yes. So the color splashes, and you see it, and it kind of creates this upsetting reaction. But I would say yes, with what you can do in this state, you look at it for a minute, and then just kind of your hand kind of comes out of your cloak a little bit. You wave your hand. You don't even have to speak. You might notice this, Starfire. She does not even speak her 3 words that she says to cast spells. She just waves her hand, and the pink the pinkness glows bright, intense white, and then the white dissipates, and it's not there on the ground anymore.
I'm gonna do it again.
I let out a relieved sigh too after I see that.
Okay, as soon as you sigh with relief, another burst of pink splatters onto the ground from ahead of you, from behind you.
Would Raven think that this is she's just going crazy, or would that technically get through to her?
I mean, it's an interesting tactic. I would basically make it a roll attempt.
Yeah, roll for it.
I mean, you can justify it one of 2 ways. You can justify it as, I would say you could justify it as Raven breaking free, into lucidity, although that has not happened very much, but there's a new circumstance. Or I could ask Starfire to roll something to influence Raven's state of mind through this action. I'm wondering in either case, what I'd like you to roll. I mean, in a way, it's like persuasion, but I
suck at persuasion, though.
I mean,
Yeah, I feel like
frankly, this isn't the most endearing, charismatic thing to do. Is to throw a bunch of paint in a mentally in an asylum mate's like room.
She forgot about color. I'm here to remind her.
Yeah, right now I'm mostly just confused and wondering
Yeah.
why I'm imagining this. But
Right.
because it happened a second time, I feel like a roll would be valid
It's
here.
for sure. I will. Well, since it's something difficult for you to adjust, difficult for you, I think that using your new adjusted stats is what I will ask you for. I'm going to ask you to roll intelligence, but your intelligence in this era is just 10. So it's just a d20 roll to see if you can like find some lucidity through this.
I nat 20.
Ooh.
Oh yes, this
Apparently I like the
stuff
color
like-
pink.
You
It's her favorite.
so
It is
you
her favorite color.
I don't know that as a character, though.
yeah. Oh my god. So you this pink splatter that you erase it as a passing glance, and then another one splatters down onto the ground in front of you, and you react like, no, I got rid of that. Like I dismissed that. Like, and with the pink, you look at it. There's just like a moment where like the splatter of pink, you look at it. It's like the shot goes, the pink splatter, Raven's face, a flash of a memory, your love. You remember your emotion. You remember her. Your emotion, love. You remember that you loved your friends. Wait, was that love or was that her happiness or something? Yeah, it was her happiness.
Yep.
Um,
Love.
Yeah. You remember her. You remember telling Beast Boy, I love the color pink. And you flash back to your face, and then back you see the pink. And you are still a very dully suppressed person, but you now see your surroundings, and you can look around and actually recognize your reality around you from the fiction. And you turn and you see Starfire.
And she looks like how she did when she was younger, right? She doesn't look old.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she looks exactly the same as the last time you saw her. And she's sitting there, and you still have, even though you're very out of touch with yourself, you still have that very high insight. You look at her and you see this very worried, young Starfire. I mean, she looks like a child. She looks just like how you left her.
I'm gonna stand up and like move closer and kind of look at her more closly.
I imagine it like you just kind of get like really close, like really close, looking at her face. Just neutral.
And I go, what is this sorcery?
Raven, it is me.
I'm gonna try to touch her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does she let me?
Yeah,
Do you let me? Yeah, I just like start like touching her arms and like her face and like looking really confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And being like, how are you here? Are you real?
I traveled through time.
I give her like a sus look.
No, really. Warp created a portal, and I found myself here.
All right.
Tell me something only Starfire would know.
Right. You're not even interested in that. Like, those details get kind of annoying to you in this state, I would say. But you definitely want to know, like, what she knows.
Yeah. Tell me something only Starfire would know.
We met a man when we did drugs who told us to find Constantine. He was wearing underpants.
Uh Yeah,
You
so
actually, in this state, the weirdest fucking thing is that you actually know who that is, and not even the memories from when Constantine explained it to you later, but you actually know the Spectre, and you remember, oh, he's been here to see me a couple times too. Weird that he wasn't one of the Phantom,
yeah,
even though he is a Phantom, literally.
yeah, I look a little shocked when she says that. Um and then I kind of like step back a little bit and I just start pacing. Like I'm like trying to wrap my head around this. And then eventually I kind of stop and I look at her and I'm like, "Why are you here?"
I need your help. I need to go back to
Back
prevent
when?
all of, to the day I left to prevent all of this from happening.
My eyes kind of widen at that cuz I guess I sort of realize like what she's talking about.
Mhm.
Yeah, what do I even have at my disposal to help her? Hold on.
Well, so what you actually have is less relevant to what could be possible. Here's the thing. There's all sorts of things that you could try to do. That would be very difficult and that would be very annoying because all sorts of entities would get involved if you started trying to tunnel through space and time. For you, I mean, you know that the being Warp is still in this time and that he's been here for a while. And that it would be probably easiest for Starfire to reclaim his I mean Starfire, you also have his freaking thing, his chest piece in
Oh
your
yeah, I do, don't I?
possession. Yeah, yeah. Um it would probably be it's like it would be easier to it's apparent to you, just not through like the oh I figured it out, but like the thinking about how troublesome it would be to try anything larger scale than that right now uh would be would be annoying to you, and that's kind of the kind of way you think nowadays.
Do I
um
have any way to like track down Warp?
She knows everything. Come on, man.
right. um I mean, yeah, you can search. You know, his presence is here in the city. You have not been paying attention really to your surroundings, but you can reach out for his presence.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right, so you start key sensing for a little while.
I don't
Like,
even tell Starfire what I'm doing. I just
right,
start
right.
doing it.
So yeah, I think that probably just her little gem on her forehead glows a little bit, and she's just sort of standing there, like staring again for a little while. After a few moments, you feel him. You would think that he would be gone, that he would be hiding somewhere, but he is out. He is nearby.
Would I be able to, hypothetically speaking,
Mhm.
teleport to him?
Yeah, so instantly, without any consideration, you and
I'm gonna
Starfire, you can,
grab Starfire out of
yeah,
the blue. Yep.
you don't even have to touch her.
Oh
You
wow.
and her just disapparate into like just like a into black energy and reappear up behind on a seat outside on a rooftop on a building across the street from this one, and you turn and look and like I mean, I'm sure like so Starfire, like how do you react? You just suddenly like you are yeah, so you go ah,
Yeah.
and you turn and you see Raven's already facing him. Like this guy like turn, like look over his shoulder. You see Warp there with like I mean, yeah, you see Warp. I mean, he's a little older and weirder, but it's definitely warp. He's just
I'm also gonna immediately grab him with telekinesis, so he
okay.
can't just leave.
Right. So I think, well, that would definitely break into a surprise round, which I think you have. Raven does, not Starfire, because you were just as surprised by this
Yeah, I'm
happening.
surprised too.
But
Sorry if we
so
don't get to you, Beast Boy and Robin.
That's okay.
Beast Boy literally just gets a weird phone call.
Look, I saw the color pink. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
I rolled a nat 20.
It was great. It was perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this
For
is nat
BFFs.
20 territory. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
fine. Okay, so yes, it's a contested. So the stuff that you still have. So this is what I'm going to say, and I always, I'm just making rulings, right? I'm not trying to be like a no, let me finagle it away from you. Um, like I'm just trying to also make it somewhat fair. Um, and I think this makes sense that you're definitely powerful and you can beat this guy because you do in the episode, right? You and your friends actually show up and kick his ass. Um, but so but we're still gonna do it like it's your regular telekinesis stats and things like that. And because you're very out of sorts still and not used to interacting with the world as it is. So yeah, we're just gonna do a roll off like it would be for telekinesis. So let me get Warp's. I hadn't pulled up his stat sheet yet because I thought we might have a little longer before.
Nope. Denied.
Denied.
Raven's not fucking around.
And why would she? She has no even emotional inhibition left with which to fuck around.
Exactly.
All right. So if you're surprised, you can't move or take an action on your first turn of combat, and you can't take a reaction until that turn ends. That is super important.
Cool.
Roll your wisdom stat, and he will roll his intelligence stat to contest the. Well, no, it's his. And actually, no, it's a contested strength. So that's really bad. He probably won't even be able to succeed.
Yeah, I rolled already, and good luck.
27. No, he can't roll high enough. So you immediately grab him, like the black energy. You don't move your hands. You don't verbally say anything. It's just he's wreathed in dark energy. Oh, God, what? No, what? What are you? What? What is going on?
Yeah, he's restrained.
Okay. What? He looks around. He's there on the rooftop, and he is now restrained with telekinesis. I mean, yeah, Starfire and Raven, you're there too. I mean, he can't. Yeah, you can keep trying to hold him every round, and you'll probably succeed. So,
Yep.
uh, this is the worst thing to grab him with because it's like it's not like you can phase out of being telekinetically held.
That's right.
And he didn't have a reaction, so he couldn't use his anti-telekinesis thing.
Raven's not fucking around. He's sick of what he did however many years ago.
Right.
And
So he's being held there, and Starfire, you can react to him however you would like. And as he's being, he struggles and pulls, and he's just like goes, oh dear, it appears you've caught me at a bad time.
I wreathe my hair. I wreathe my hand in green energy as if to signal that I can begin to heat metal again at any moment.
All right.
And I say, you will bring me back to my own time.
All right. With that, I would actually like to do a scene transition to just deal with other people because they do exist.
Yes.
Sorry, guys, we got Raven.
What if Nightwing never gets to show off how cool he is?
Are we switching to Constantine reacting to my signal?
No, he doesn't care about you. He doesn't like half the time, even when he's sober, he does not remember who you are. And in this future, he would give even less of a fuck about anything. So first, I'd like to go to Beast Boy. So Beast Boy, you're there. You're about to start your routine, but you had this. Your day is all you haven't thought about it at all because your day is crazy. You got this really really weird phone call, and it keeps nagging at you.
Yeah, definitely does.
Yeah. So I mean, what would you like to do? I mean, you feel really out of sorts about it. I mean, yeah. What do you think?
Um, I think it definitely won't leave my mind. It's kind of haunting me. I'm like, is that I still am kind of in denial. I'm like, it's a prank. It's like some villains like trying to like hack into like
Mm-hmm.
something, and then I'm just like, no, that was really Starfire.
Mm-hmm.
She teleported, or she time traveled, and that was the same Starfire that left through that portal. And I just have this kind of internal guilt, just kind of feeling like I remember that day and
Mm-hmm.
just how we fell apart kind of after that, and just how I wish that we could have done something to like stop her, or go like, so, like if I had gone instead or something. And I just I can't shake that, like that something happened, and that
Mm-hmm.
was actually her.
Yeah.
And what would I do?
Well, I'll give you a little something.
Alrighty.
So this kind of happens while you're standing there thinking about it. People have started to gather. A couple of people have started to gather around, and you didn't notice them because you're usually really on the lookout for them, but you've been so distracted that you didn't notice them. Walk up to your caged cart, and you hear, "Hey, come on, start the show, man. What the heck's wrong with it? Why is it still in the stupid fat form?" And you you don't even really process that, because the thing that knocks you out of your thoughts is that you get hit in the side of the head with like a snow cone, like a pink snow cone. Ironically, pink is the
Mm-hmm.
awakening trope here. And you turn and look. Yeah, he's. I think it's a pink snow cone. He's looking. You turn and look, and you see those two kids, the two weird mutant splice kids, that like seem to be able to bear the wasteland that is Jump City enough just to make your life miserable every day. That they're standing there with the one with his like weird. They both have these weird sunglasses, and one with his like literally like it's a freaking it's like a mohawk, but it's metal spikes, just ingrained in his head.
Yeah.
And yeah, these weird little like dare I say muty kids that come around and they harass you all the time, and you're like, what abomination of science and just poor parenting like has brought them into my life. But they're here and they're mad that you're not putting on the show that they swing around for as one of the circus's few uh, patrons. Like, come on, get going.
Get going. What do you don't like this, huh?
All this, your gut.
Well, yeah, me neither.
Yeah, what would you like to do?
Living for Danny DeVito, Beast Boy.
You don't like all this?
I'm gonna turn into a tiger, and a big fat ugly tiger, and roar in their face.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
I'm gonna turn into a mouse, or I'm gonna turn back. I'm just be like, well, yeah, I quit. And I'm gonna turn
Okay.
into a mouse and just dart away.
Yeah. So you turn into a tiger and they think maybe the show is starting as you roar at them, but like really loud, like you've never done at them before. And they're just like kind of standing there shocked. And then you say, I quit, and then turn into a mouse and like hop out of the bars and like into the snow. And yeah, you run off to like, yeah, I mean, what are you doing? Like, where are you going?
He goes, "Excuse me, boy. Where is the plot happening?"
I would say before you make that decision, I will also switch again. The other person whose communicator did get a communicate to, so it's not just that, it's you were looking at you've been in town connecting to your sources in town. Ironically, none of them are your old teammates, but you do have people in Jump City that you, when you head back here, you get in contact with, and they give you the lowdown of what's going on. And as you're speaking with one, or as you were talking with one, you were being told about a strange new character that was been seen um, by the Titan's Tower and flying around town a little bit. Your people are very quick on the uptake. Um, and also, you see a little indicator on on one of uh, your displays. There's been a radio signal to one of your old channels that you don't always monitor, but you still keep around. In fact, it's the oldest one. It's the Titan communicator. So, Nightwing, what would you like to do?
Can I track it?
Yes. So you actually need to physically acquire it because it's in your little base here, and that is not too long. You can run and get it, and then using its old systems, you can track anyone connected to its system and know where they are. And so I will say this has been kind of semi happening before and concurrent with what's happened thus far. So we'll say that you did rush to your little hideout that you have here in Jump City and retrieve it. You run in. All the shots, I imagine, are like not showing Robin's face, like just like this like dark suited guy
Dark hands coming out of the
running and yeah, yeah, just like jumping around, getting to this hideout, and then reaching for this communicator, flipping it open, and seeing the red pings, the ones that you expect, but there's also this little indicator, this S for Starfire. And you smile. You know that her communicator never, like, it stopped existing that day. Its whole signal never replicated again. This really could be her.
Do I have a Nightwing bike?
Yes,
Motorcycle?
sure.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
like start the tracking and just rip through the city on the bike.
Yeah. It's, in fact, it's probably like an adjustable, like, snow, like motorcycle thing. For this. And you rip out of this garage door opens in some building, and you like rip onto the street and zoom down the street after this. And I think that, I mean, you know enough about communicators too, Beast Boy, to know that you can look at this display, you can track them. So you guys all kind of conveniently know where to go, even though there's been no emergency setting. Well, also Nightwing, you know that there's a general alert that would alert all of the communicators on the local system, um, or yeah, within reach. that you can activate as well. But it's up to you if you want to activate that or not.
I feel like until I actually like, there's the hope that it is it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't think I would want to bring that hope to everyone
Mhm.
until I would confirm.
Okay. So, all right. So, that being what it is, then it would be Nightwing and Beast Boy would be rushing towards. On their communicators, they actively see Starfire and now Raven at a certain point as well, of their own accord. Cyborg would not have gotten any sort of alert. Although Cyborg, do you think you would be monitoring? I mean, it's fair to say if you would like to have been monitoring the location beacons um, on these things.
I think so. I think that is something I would do. And like once she's gone, give it about 15 minutes before I'm like,
Yeah.
holy crap, Starfire's there! Ah, what am I
Right.
doing?
Well. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, no. So you've just been like sitting there. It's a very isolated experience, but not at all foreign to you, where you're just kind of sitting there looking at a screen and experiencing some semblance of the outside world or a different world
Right.
on a screen. This time, though, it's not as flashy as that old, with that website that still hosts vanilla Warcraft. But you're looking at your communicator, or at least your like panel.
Yeah.
You open your old rickety panel you haven't looked at in a long time on your arm, and you're looking at like the little location trackers over a map of this display screen's all busted up and stuff, but you can still see them moving around. And as you're watching, you see Beast Boy off where he lives.
Mhm.
You see Raven, and you see when Starfire gets there, you've been watching. At a certain point, while you saw in that same room Starfire and Raven, there was like an instant you thought it was a glitch where their dots like disappeared and like instantly reappeared like a few meters away. And you were like, what? And then I mean, that's what you would see. And then at a certain point during all that, you notice that Beast Boy's dot is leaving, and this is unprecedented, leaving his area and his general like life area.
What?
And
Just
running
that circus ever.
Yeah, pretty much not.
I pretty much stare at his dot at least for like
Yeah.
15 minutes every day.
Yeah. But so you notice that his dot is rushing towards Starfire and Ravens.
The team's getting together. The team's getting. Do I have any battery packs? Do I?
So here's what you need to do.
Okay.
You need to, in this moment, this is the kind of motivation you need to attempt it.
Okay.
You will need to make an Arcana check to jerry-rig a looping power system to allow you to go out for, however many hours you need it to work.
Right.
And if you fail, if you do badly, then it will not work at all. And if you don't do very good, it might only work for like an hour.
Right.
So you need it to work for at least an hour or more, because you know that you're not just going out, you might have to get into a fight. So you might have to use some of your old combat systems.
Right.
So you need that power to spare. So I would like you to make an Arcana check, and you can add all the normal artificer nonsense to that.
Flashing of genius that.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Come on. Oh, come on, baby. I've been living in cyberspace for years. I can do this. 31.
Woo!
Okay. That is good. So you see this dot, you stand up and you move over you walk into your room to where the cables are connected to the power core. You have components of this idea to create a looping power system, like that can just kind of recycle some power and keep you make it so that you're not like how you were, but you can be like a fighter jet with limited like combat, like time before you run out of fuel.
Right.
But you've been so nervous to try it. You've just been convinced that all of your technology and even the knowledge that you have is obsolete. But now you look down and you see that dot of Beast Boy rushing towards Starfire, and just the fact that Starfire is bad, and you actually go and you go no, and you start to reassemble these components and put them together and put your nervousness aside, and you start the process of creating this pack. And I think that even though there could not be a lot left to do, I would like to. It's been 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good place to end it with everyone of their own initiative rushing back together to fix their friendship after all this time. I mean, how do we feel about that?
I'm good.
I like it.
It's probably
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds
You
good.
should
So-
definitely style me looking like that hobo just slowly creeping out of his bolt hole for after he's been in it 10 years. Looking around sheepishly and very paranoid.
Yeah.
Raven, we nailed it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys really did it. It was like an anime, like some fucking Evangelion shit.
Even
You like some like in the white nothingness, just like suddenly there's just like a spray of color. It's like,
I was thinking
And-
Morgan High School Pokemon.
oh, for sure, yeah. But yeah, so we end with everyone a revving motorcycle and a green hawk or something flying through as it's battered in the icy winds, and a man, a cyborg, hunching over his tools, doing something that he has feared to do for a long time, so that he too can rush to the aid of his long lost friend. And that is where we end this episode
Incredible.
of Teen Titans Roll.
Amazing.
Yay,
Yay.
Starfire!
Yay.
Wow.
Yay, tragic future!
I'm gonna save. Wait,
Danny DeVito!
That's the power of
halfway through, I'm like, I'm gonna save Blackfire. Wait, was it Starfire or Blackfire? Was it the hot one?
Oh, God.
No.
Sometimes we do way worse than they did in the episode. This time we did better than they did. in the
Yay, I'm glad. And
I
I'm
thought I was
glad.
gonna go to the circus first, and then you came to Raven. I'm like, I can see this going a complete 180.
Right. Well, it's so funny because, like, I don't know why, but I thought like once you got to the future that things would be very on track. But that's foolish me. Fuck them rails. I don't care what year it
Joey,
is.
we really do need I really want like a Patreon episode, or like
Yes.
I want you to tell us what would happen if someone else had gone through the portal.
For sure. It will definitely be something that we'll need to schedule in addition to our normal episode recordings. So
It's okay.
if you want to support us on Patreon, we are on Mind Theater Media at patreon.com, or just click the links in the descriptions of all of these episodes. That will definitely encourage us to explore my other potential realities. I will do
we'll
this.
probably do it anyways, but
Yeah.
you'll be able to
yeah.
see it.
Right.
Hey, us, make this
We're
our
gonna keep
job.
it to
That would be
ourselves.
hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the kind of content that would be great to put on the Patreon first, as an incentive, and then later on I'll just release it out.
No,
Imagine
never
it.
release it.
Imagine it.
It's ours.
I'm 70 years old. I'm job hunting, and I'm putting on my resume professional Starfire role player.
Great, very good. But yeah, so I think that's where I'll leave it all. Theme music.
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't turn into an old person because I don't emotionally mature.
He doesn't ever age.
Yeah,
Body.
your
It
body
is
won't
not
change for 100 million years because Tamaranians live too long. D&D racial age too long.
How long have you been a teen?
Damn it. That's the whole. What is that? What was the joke? It was something.
Is Starfire the 1,000-year-old lolly now?
Yeah.
No.
She's too tall.
There was some show that was like where someone revealed that they were. Oh, it was Fairly Odd Parents, the episode of Fairly Odd Parents, where he revealed that he wished to never age.
Never
and he'd been
age. Oh
lying. He wished to never goon.
Edging.
Always edging.
He will never goon.
But yeah,